Welcome back to another episode of the Donovan Stargell Show. Looks like the internet is still in 8th grade, or maybe its users are. We have this controversy breaking out about Elon Musk giving us the Hail Hitler salute. I got a couple of clips I want to show you of another politician. I think we've seen some snapshots or screenshots of another politician, but let's take a couple of looks here. I want to break this down with you folks. So first and foremost, let's just do this example, okay? Say we are in anatomy, right? And you talk about the human body in anatomy, and now we're getting to the part of anatomy where we're going to break down the human hand. Now, I don't know how many bones there are in the human hand, but let's just say we're talking about how many bones. We're going to first, though, before we get down to cartilage and joints and all that good stuff, we just simply talk about the fingers that are on the human hand. Now, again, I'm no anatomy instructor, so if I get this wrong, then I got this wrong. But if I'm the anatomy instructor and I'm saying, okay, you got your thumb, then you have your index finger, then you have and I do like this, and I say you have your middle finger, and I'm saying that to a class full of 8th graders, well, I might expect some chuckling and some giggling for that to break out, because the immaturity would be there enough for someone to say, Mr. Stargell just flicked us off, and then the class burst into laughter. Okay, so I get how if you have a gesture like this, society might suggest that you're flicking them off. But if I'm naming the fingers on a hand and I'm individually pointing at them, and we're in anatomy class, I didn't just flick anybody off. I'm just simply pointing at fingers. Okay, so the internet, I don't think, was mature enough to understand that. And I'll give you a prime example. I want to say Elon put out a tweet and he showed some other politicians using a similar hand gesture. Let me just show you Kamala Harris at a political rally for the South Carolina Democrats. And let me just show you what she did, and then I'll show you what Elon did. I'll show you what an actual Nazi would do, and then finally I'll show you what the immature internet did. All right, so here's Kamala Harris on the campaign trail in South Carolina. Let me just show you the clip here.
I'm here to ask you for your support. Thank you, South Carolina.
Whoa, I think she put her palm up over her head. Kind of look Hitler-ish. Oh, there it goes again. Oh, to her heart. There it goes again. Over her head that time. All right, so let's see Elon here.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Quite a bit more aggressive. Quite a bit more aggressive. What did they both say, though? I want to thank you for your support. That's what they both said. All right, so let's take a look at the Third Reich and how they used to. Yeah, one thing I noticed about that, didn't really go over the head there. It's kind of a more flat, but below the eye level type of an approach. Now, you might catch me, with the schematics here. So let's go to what the 8th graders on the internet thought was hilarious. Apparently, WorldStar said that they have time today. So let's see what they said.
Hail the Führer! Hail Hitler! Hail the Führer! Hail Hitler!
All right, we got it. All right, so ultimately, the 8th grade internet thinks that, I think we see one comment here: if it quacks like a duck, it's a racist. I don't know. It's just pretty ridiculous. He said nothing to anything of the sort in terms of Hitler and ideology. But if we want to break down ideology, and if we want to really open up a conversation, let's remove hand gestures, okay? Because we got the politicians from the right and the left here. And Elon, by the way, isn't a politician. He's a business owner that bought a platform that made a lot of people mad because he was going to open up more speech and he was going to tear down. What now? I guess you got to be Mark Zucker angry too, because fact checking was doing a lot of misinformation. It was giving a lot of information that was, or rather tamping down information that turned out to be true, but was pulled down because authorities that we're supposed to trust suggested that it should be. One prime example, before the election in 2020, Twitter actually, before it was in the hands of Elon, actually brought down an article from the New York Post, a rather mainstream, if you will, publication, totally brought down the post. And I think they even took down the New York Post Twitter page altogether. And that was all in the namesake of this laptop story being false or misinformation or disinformation provided by the Russian government. Turns out it was totally true. Turns out that nothing of the sort was happening. And so Elon, of course, already has himself with a target on his back from folks that want to gin up all sorts of anxiety and angst towards him. And he didn't help by doing this hand signal. Is the guy a racist? Is he not a racist? Whatever. That hand signal, putting your hand over your heart, like I go this way, and then saying that my heart goes out to you, is something that Kamala Harris has done. Other politicians have done as well. And so I think we have to look at the total context to really get an understanding on, is this trolling or was he subconsciously doing something racist? When I saw this on its head before all of the viral content that was spread about it, I knew exactly what he was doing. He was putting his hand over his heart and saying that it goes out to you guys. Thank you. That's all that I saw. He did it quite aggressively. He did it really quickly. To me, that's all it felt like. Wasn't at the time aware that there's neo-Nazis in the modern era that do that same sort of salute, but at the same time, they do it while saying "Hail Hitler." Kamala Harris did it by saying, "I ask you for your vote and thank you for your time." Elon said it victoriously, thanking people for his support and their time. The internet's still in 8th grade, I think, is the verdict on this one, but I'll let you be the judge. Go ahead and drop a comment. If you think that I'm foolish and that Elon's a racist, go ahead and say it if you like. If you think that what I just said aligns with you, I'd like to know that as well. So thanks again for joining me on another installment of the Donovan Stargell Show. And until next time, y'all be safe. We'll see you later.